In the aftermath of World War II, a new era of uncertainty gripped the world. The devastation of the conflict was still fresh, and the looming threat of the Soviet Union cast a long shadow across Europe. From this uncertainty, a beacon of hope emerged: the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. Established in 1949, NATO embodied a commitment to collective defense, uniting 12 founding members under a shared pledge to safeguard their freedom and security. Today, NATO stands as the largest military alliance in the world, boasting 31 member countries across North America and Europe. Its unwavering mission is to protect its members from aggression and promote peace and stability through political and military means.
The seeds of NATO were sown in the ashes of World War II, a conflict that had shattered the European continent. The devastation was immense, with cities reduced to rubble and millions of lives lost. The war left a power vacuum and a desperate need for stability and reconstruction. The war's end saw the rise of two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, each with vastly different ideologies and ambitions. The United States championed democracy and capitalism, while the Soviet Union promoted communism and state control. This ideological divide set the stage for a new kind of conflict, the Cold War. The Soviet Union, under Joseph Stalin's iron grip, sought to expand its sphere of influence across Eastern Europe. Stalin's aggressive policies and the establishment of communist governments in Eastern European countries created a sense of urgency among Western nations. This expansion alarmed Western nations, who feared the spread of communism and the potential for further conflict. Anti-communist sentiments grew stronger, and leaders in Western Europe began to seek ways to counter the Soviet threat. The need for a collective defense mechanism became increasingly apparent. In response to this growing tension, the United States, Canada, and 10 European nations came together to form NATO. This alliance was not just a military pact, but a commitment to mutual defense and shared values. The founding members recognized that unity was their best defense against the looming threat of Soviet aggression. The signing of the North Atlantic Treaty in Washington, D.C. on April 4, 1949, marked a pivotal moment in history. Leaders from 12 nations gathered to pledge their support for one another, creating a bond that would endure through the challenges of the Cold War and beyond. It signaled the birth of a transatlantic alliance that would serve as a bulwark against Soviet expansionism and a cornerstone of Western security for decades to come. NATO's formation was a testament to the power of unity and cooperation in the face of adversity, laying the groundwork for a more stable and secure world.
At the heart of NATO's founding treaty lies Article 5, a clause that encapsulates the alliance's core principle of collective defense. Article 5 states that an attack against one NATO member is considered an attack against all. This principle, known as collective security, serves as a powerful deterrent against potential aggressors. The significance of Article 5 cannot be overstated. It underscores the unwavering commitment of each member state to the security of all. This collective defense pledge has been invoked only once in NATO's history, following the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, on the United States. The invocation of Article 5 after 9/11 demonstrated the alliance's solidarity and its resolve to confront new and evolving threats to international peace and security. One of NATO's defining characteristics is its commitment to consensus-based decision-making. Unlike many international organizations where voting determines outcomes, NATO operates on the principle of unanimity. Every member state, regardless of its size or military capability, has an equal voice and a veto power. This consensus-based approach ensures that decisions reflect the shared interests and concerns of all member states. While this process can be time-consuming, it fosters a sense of ownership and shared responsibility among members. It also promotes dialogue and compromise, ensuring that decisions are well considered and have broad support. This commitment to consensus has been instrumental in maintaining NATO's unity and effectiveness over the decades.
Section 5, a shield for nations, benefits of membership.
Membership in NATO brings a multitude of benefits, both tangible and intangible, to its member states. For smaller nations, NATO provides a security guarantee that they could not achieve on their own.
The Collective Defense Pledge enshrined in Article 5 acts as a powerful deterrent, deterring potential adversaries and ensuring their protection.
Larger nations, while possessing significant military capabilities, also benefit from the collective strength and burden sharing that NATO offers.
Beyond military protection, NATO membership fosters political cooperation and dialogue among its members.
It provides a platform for addressing shared security concerns, coordinating foreign policy, and promoting democratic values. This collaboration extends beyond the traditional realm of security, encompassing areas such as cyber defense, energy security, and crisis management.
Section 6. Navigating Criticism, Controversies and Challenges. Despite its many successes, NATO has not been immune to criticism.
Some argue that its interventions, particularly in the Balkans and Libya, have been counterproductive or even destabilizing. Others criticize the organization's expansion into Eastern Europe, arguing that it has unnecessarily provoked Russia and heightened tensions.
Another point of contention is the issue of defense spending. NATO members commit to allocating 2% of their gross domestic product to defense, but many fall short of this target.
This disparity in defense spending has led to criticism, particularly from the United States, which bears a disproportionate share of the alliance's financial burden.
Section 7. The Russian Bear, a complex and evolving relationship. The relationship between NATO and Russia has always been a subject of global interest and concern, marked by a series of highs and lows over the decades. NATO's relationship with Russia has been complex and often fraught with tension. This tension has roots that go back to the Cold War era, where both sides were locked in a fierce ideological and military rivalry. The alliance's eastward expansion, which began in the late 1990s, incorporating former Soviet satellite states, has been a particular point of contention. Countries like Poland, Hungary, and the Baltic states joined NATO, seeking security assurances against potential Russian aggression. Russia views NATO's presence near its borders as a threat to its security interests. This perception has only intensified with each new member state that joins the alliance, and has responded with military buildups and assertive foreign policy in its near abroad. These actions are seen as a way for Russia to reassert its influence in the region and counterbalance NATO's growing footprint. The annexation of Crimea by Russia in 2014 was a significant turning point. This bold move not only shocked the international community, but also marked a new phase in NATO-Russia relations. And its ongoing support for separatists in eastern Ukraine have further strained relations. The conflict in Ukraine has become a flashpoint, with both sides accusing each other of escalating the situation. NATO has responded by bolstering its military presence in Eastern Europe, conducting military exercises to reassure its member states and deter any potential Russian aggression, and imposing sanctions on Russia. These measures aim to pressure Russia into changing its behavior while demonstrating NATO's commitment to collective defense. The challenge for NATO is to maintain a credible deterrent against Russian aggression while avoiding escalation and leaving open avenues for dialogue and cooperation. Balancing these objectives requires careful diplomacy and a clear understanding of the complex dynamics at play. Section 8. NATO in the 21st century, adapting to new threats. In this era, NATO faces a myriad of new and evolving threats that require innovative strategies and a proactive approach. The security landscape of the 21st century is vastly different from that which existed during NATO's formation. The alliance was originally created to counter the Soviet threat during the Cold War, but today's challenges are more diverse and complex from that which existed during NATO's formation. Over the decades, NATO has had to continuously evolve, adapting its strategies and operations to meet the demands of a changing world.
The rise of non-state actors such as terrorist organizations has introduced a new dimension of unpredictability and danger. These groups operate without the constraints of state boundaries and often employ unconventional tactics. The proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, including nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons, poses a significant threat to global security. The potential for these weapons to fall into the hands of rogue states or terrorist groups is a constant concern, and the growing threat of cyber attacks have added another layer of complexity. Cyber warfare can target critical infrastructure, disrupt communication networks, and compromise sensitive data. These new and complex challenges require NATO to be more agile and responsive than ever before. The alliance must be prepared to address multiple threats simultaneously, often in different regions of the world. NATO has recognized the need to adapt to these evolving threats and has taken steps to modernize its capabilities and strategies. This includes investing in new technologies, enhancing intelligence capabilities, and improving coordination among member states, and has taken steps to modernize its capabilities and strategies. The alliance is also focusing on strengthening its rapid response forces and improving its ability to deploy quickly to crisis areas.
NATO has made significant strides in enhancing its cyber defense capabilities, recognizing that cyber attacks can cripple critical infrastructure and disrupt societies just as effectively as conventional military attacks. The alliance has established dedicated cyber defense units and conducts regular exercises to stay ahead of potential threats. Recognizing that cyber attacks can cripple critical infrastructure and disrupt societies just as effectively as conventional military attacks, the consequences of a successful cyber attack can be devastating, affecting everything from power grids to financial systems, and disrupt societies just as effectively as conventional military attacks. NATO's efforts in this area are crucial to maintaining the security and stability of its member states.
The alliance has also identified climate change as a threat multiplier, acknowledging its potential to exacerbate existing conflicts and create new security challenges. Climate change can lead to resource scarcity, forced migration, and increased competition for land and water. Acknowledging its potential to exacerbate existing conflicts and create new security challenges. As extreme weather events become more frequent and severe, NATO forces must be prepared to operate in a wide range of environments and conditions, and create new security challenges. The alliance is working to integrate climate considerations into its planning and operations, ensuring that it can effectively respond to the challenges posed by a changing climate.
Section 9. Conclusion: the enduring relevance of NATO. As NATO navigates the complexities of the 21st century, its core mission of collective defense remains as relevant as ever. The alliance has proven its adaptability and resilience time and again, evolving to meet new challenges and threats. While criticisms and internal debates persist, NATO's member states remain united in their commitment to the principles of collective security, democratic values, and the pursuit of peace and stability. In a world grappling with uncertainty and geopolitical shifts, NATO stands as a beacon of stability and a testament to the enduring power of alliances. As the organization approaches its 75th anniversary, it will undoubtedly continue to play a pivotal role in shaping the international security landscape for many years to come.